Hello, team. This is Rick Jeffries with our Leadership 351 project implementation and evaluation. My project was all about European imports. I recently accepted a new position within Cisco at one of our specialty companies known as European Imports. And I've started my onboarding and transition. So I expect this to take about 6 months in total, but my actual onboarding activities for this course were based upon a 3-month schedule. My go live date within the company is July 1st, at which point I'll be responsible for fiscal results and sales results based off of that. With that being said, I am now the market business manager for the West Market. I represent the entire West Market all the way over to about Lincoln, but we'll show you that in a second when I show you the slides. I have 2 other counterparts across the nation. Tracy Hoyt, who's in the North region within Cisco, and Jeff Pakula, who's in the South region. There's a variety of things we're responsible with in this new role, but for the purposes of this course, my main focus is just getting onboarded and focusing in on what my strategic business objectives are, my SBOs, if you will. This is the way the market breaks out. You can see my region. It is that pink region off to the left, west. You can see it goes all the way into Lincoln and Kansas City, all the way north to Seattle, and all the way south to San Diego, where I currently reside. And you will also see Alaska and Hawaii. Currently, we do not have European imports specialty footprint there, but we will in the future. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of what this project objective was, and that was that onboarding factor. And my title is West Market Business Manager, and these are some of the things that I think are extremely important in the scope. Technological integration, that's going to be some of our own software systems like TinyTerm and Seed and Ad Hoc. Improving my Excel knowledge space is a big part of that. Instilling strategic support systems, that's a lot of the decision trees, the human resources, the interdepartment understanding, right? And then the main target is understanding my strategic business objectives, SBOs, and understanding the organization as a whole. So those are some of the things I'm most focused on. I went ahead and created a document full of onboarding learning milestones. And those milestones, I ended up creating activities. The A's, A1, 2, 3, and 4, and each one of these represent activities. And then so in order to understand the tech side of my job, I need to have, my IT checklist, right? Have all of my laptop, my cell phone, understand some general laptop training, software program overviews, and just, general onboarding things that are going to be pertinent to my overall success onboarding and transitioning to this new role. I thought this was the best way to diagram it, but like I said, that tech integration portion, I went step 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I tried to create sort of a project schedule, if you will, on each one of those main activities for the scope. You can see here's the last one where it just kind of shows that SBOs and how I get to a final point of a presidential understanding with my president, Chris Doring, of our strategic business objectives. This is my network diagram. This is just kind of covers my European imports transition, those understanding and how I kind of see it progressing, right? And then how I get to that final point of those strategic business objectives being met, and then what I would consider to be a successful onboard in total. Some of the things, and it's just a better way of diagnosing my schedule. Some of the things I foresee as risk are just, COVID-19 is a big risk, right? The people getting promoted or, separating from the job, that's something I see as a risk. Those mentors that have been assigned to me within my current role, if they move on, then I get a new mentor and my training kind of changes a little bit, right? COVID obviously has had a huge effect on food service in general, and especially at Cisco and European imports. So, if there's another flare up, then that affects how many people go out to eat and how much food we're going to actually sell, right? So that's how, those are some of those risks I foresee. One thing that was very enlightening is the cost of this project. I initially estimated that to be around 60 grand. in total for that 3-month schedule, based off of some salary inputs and just some external costs as well. What I ended up realizing is it's much, much larger than that. I've broken that down in another Excel, but that was probably my biggest surprise during this project. That's the main project objective, scope, my cost, and then also the schedule and risk. This class could not have come at a better time for me personally. As I kind of mentioned in a couple posts, I just started this job. I wasn't sure how I was going to continue my leadership plan program. And this was a great transition to that new company within Cisco. So thank you very much for your time and have a great day.